Hello, everyone. Welcome to or welcome back to Good Vibes ASMR. I hope you're all doing well and having a great week. So, as you can see, I just want to do another one of the soft-spoken videos, just to kind of work on that and kind of improve upon my soft-spoken style, I guess. So, but anyway, so today's video is going to be just me kind of rambling about some of my current favorite artists, musicians, I should say, as well as bands. So, just going to be talking a little bit about each, some of my favorite songs by each band or musician, and kind of describing them a little bit. Probably won't go into too much detail, but we'll see. Anyway, and I'll try to throw in some hand sounds and mouth sounds and things like that. But anyway, the first band that I'd like to talk about is the Afghan Wigs. The Afghan Wigs. Now, I only have one of their songs, but I really like it for lifting weights or playing games. It just kind of amps you up. And that song is "I'll Make You See God." It's more of a, I'd say, alternative rock. They've got, I believe, at one point, I think there's like some bagpipes in the song, and it just really goes together well. Just very well done song. Definitely not soothing by any means, but like I said, I really like it for working out or playing games. So, and next, so the next musician I'd like to talk about is Baby Queen. I believe she was born in Africa, I believe, maybe South Africa, but she's got some really catchy kind of pop songs, kind of old pop, I guess. A few of my favorites are Raw Thoughts. I think that one's really good. I think Internet Religion is a really good one. And I've heard her songs seem, very personal, which I think that's, what makes a lot of songs great is, they're kind of speaking to their experiences. So, I like Dover Beach as well. That's another one of my favorites of hers. And the next artist I've got here is Bad Child. I'm not sure where he's from originally, but like one of my favorites of his is the song Rouge. It's kind of I'd say his style feels more almost like pop / hip hop. Kind of similar to some other artists that I'll be talking about a little bit later. But yeah, I really like the song Rouge. It's a slower song, I'd say, definitely more of kind of a love song. But I just love the sound of it. And the next artist I want to kind of talk a little bit about is Banks. Banks. feel like she's got more of a. I feel like hers is more like almost R&B. Definitely a lot of variety with her style. But a few of my favorites of hers are Misunderstood. It's a shorter song, but almost kind of reminds me a little bit of Frank Ocean, I guess. I don't know, if you've ever heard Frank Ocean, but he has an amazing voice, and I will definitely be talking about him later. Just a heads up. So he's one of my personal favorite artists. So, and then Spirit is another great one by her, featuring, I believe it's pronounced Samote, but I could be wrong. Which Spirit is kind of, it has almost like a gospel kind of feel to it. But yeah, really enjoyed that. I think she has a very unique sound to her music. So the next band I'll be talking about are the Beths. The Beths. And I believe they're from Australia, or out of Australia, I guess. Now their sound, they're definitely like kind of alternative rock. They remind me a lot of kind of like the Cranberries. I mean, I could be off base, but that's kind of like what I get from their sound. And I love the Cranberries, by the way. So, really, really enjoyed hearing something that was a little similar to their sound. A few of my favorites of theirs are Expert in a Dying Field, Knees Deep, and Your Side. The one that probably reminds me most of the Cranberries out of these three songs is Your Side. But, if you are a fan of the Cranberries, maybe, if you listen to that song, you might kind of see what I'm talking about. And by the way, if there are any musicians or bands that you really enjoy, that, like I don't mention, or even if I mention them, and you'd like to, let me know, I'm always looking for new music, so please feel free to comment, okay? And okay, so this next musician, she's definitely pop, but I feel like, she's doesn't get quite as much, I guess, publicity as other pop artists like Katy Perry, Ariana Grande, things like that, or musicians like that, rather. But I really like her stuff, especially for working out and playing games too. So she's got songs that got a really good beat, and they're very catchy. So a couple of my favorites are High Society and All of You. Like those two, I will never skip them if they come on, when I'm driving. So, but yeah, I think she's very good. The next artist I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about is Bryce Vine. Bryce Vine. And, I'd say he's, I guess, more hip-hop. But I feel like he also has a little bit of an R&B feel to him as well. A few of my personal favorites are Drew Barrymore. That one is, really good. I love singing along with that one. As well as Sour Patch Kids and Nowhere Man. I think those three are really good, especially they're like I said, they're my favorite of his. But really enjoy him. So this next artist is one that I feel is not very well known. I think he's very underrated myself. And like his sound is definitely more alternative, which I'm kind of a big fan of alternative music. So that's the majority of my library is alternative music. But this, I'm sorry, I should probably say the artist name. Cadence Floria. But a few of my favorites of his are I Forgive You, Amariah, and E. And I especially love the song E. It's just very beautiful. Kind of a little bit of an emotional song, I guess. But yeah, that one definitely, gives me the feels. That's how you would say it. But yeah, really, really like Cadence Floria. So if you're looking for a really, like I said, I believe underrated musician, I would check him out. Yeah, just one moment. I'm gonna get just a quick drink. This next musician, he's more, does definitely more like hip hop, but he also has some songs that are more R&B, and soul. But it is Childish Gambino. Childish Gambino. And you might also know him as Donald Glover. He's an actor, director, screenwriter. He's very talented. Comedian as well. Should not leave that out. But yeah, he is. I've kind of been watching him since his what was it, mystery team days. But yeah, he's really quite phenomenal. A few of my favorites of his are Bonfire, Heartbeat. Those ones I like more for lifting. They kind of get you in the mood. Sober, another great one. And Redbone. Redbone is definitely more of an R&B kind of vibe. Really enjoy that one. It's very unique. And by the way, his show Atlanta, really enjoy that one. Very creative. So if you're looking for a show that is really interesting, I would say check that one out. This next band that I'm going to be talking about, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Churches, but there is a V where the U should be. So I guess that's their kind of creative way of putting it. But yeah, I really like them. They're more of an alternative band. Really like Clear's Blue. I think that one's great. And He Said, She Said. I think that one is a really well written song. And sounds great too. But yeah, really like them. Okay. And this next musician, I only have one of her songs, but I really like it. I just really dig it. And to me, it's kind of like a mixture between pop and hip hop, I guess. But the musician is Karuk, and the song that I really like by her is Degree. I feel like it kind of resonates with a lot of millennials as well as Gen Zers. So I think it's a really catchy song that, like I said, relates to, you know, younger generations such as mine. So. Okay. So this next musician, again, it's I only have one of his songs, but I think he's going to be. I think he has a very promising, I guess, career ahead of him. But it is Delwater Gap, and the song that I really enjoyed from him is Perfume. It's again kind of a love song. It's very. I think it's very unique in its sound. He's definitely more alternative, but I think definitely worth checking out. So if you just give me one moment, I'm just gonna have a quick drink of water. I apologize if I breathed a little hard in the mic there. Okay, so this next artist, she is more of a pop musician, I guess. Again, I don't think that she gets nearly as much recognition. I think she might be kind of new on the scene, though, too. But it is Dixie. And two of my favorite songs of hers. One is an interlude, but I'll start with the other one first. The first one is Wild. I think that one is just really, really catchy. Just kind of a fun song. And then the interlude is Who I Am, and it's I cannot honestly tell you who the original, I guess, songwriter was of it's like Rosemary's Granddaughter, but yeah, this interlude kind of like is her spin on that song a little bit. So, but I really like it. It's got its own kind of unique sound to it, and I think she's going to be really big at some point if she isn't already. Like I said, I should say I don't really look too much into the careers. I just know I just have an eclectic taste when it comes to music, and I like a lot of different things. So that's why I also, like I said, I encourage you to let me know some of your favorite musicians or bands, because I'm always looking for something, some new music to discover, or someone to help me discover that music rather. So okay, so this next musician, she is, I'd say, I'm not sure, like I guess you would describe her as pop. She does some acapella, which she does a fantastic job. She's got a beautiful voice. I really like her stuff, but it is Dodie. And a few of my favorites of hers are Hate Myself. I know that's kind of a depressing kind of song, but it's really well done. And I mean, not all great music has to be upbeat. Some just kind of fit your mood. I mean, I think Hate Myself is a little bit, I mean, oddly enough, like an upbeat, kind of depressing song, in a way, if that makes sense. I don't know. But anyway, one of my absolute favorites of hers that really got me hooked initially was Guiltless. And that one is just, there's so many layers to it. It's very well done. Highly recommend, if you're gonna check her out, to check that song out of hers first. And if any of you have any questions about any of these artists, please feel free to comment on that too. Oh, sorry, I got a little something in my eye. But anyway, get some hand sounds in there. So this next musician, I think that she's out of Scotland, I want to say. I could be way off base. But, if I am, please correct me. If I make any errors regarding any of these musicians, please let me know, because, I want to, actually say the correct thing, or know the correct thing, rather. So, but it is Emily Burns. Emily Burns. And she's definitely more pop, I'd say like alternative pop. But a few of my favorite songs of hers are Hello, Too Cool, and Too Cool has a very unique sound to it. I really like it for working out, and it's, I don't know, I guess it's kind of a cute song, in my opinion, I guess. But yeah, I really like that song. I like to use it for working out. And Cheat is really, it's got a good beat to it, and I like to work out to it too. Some of the songs that I work out to are probably not the most conventional, I guess, but it's whatever gets you moving. So. Okay, so this next artist is one that I mentioned a little bit earlier, and it is one that I could go into at length, but I'll try to keep it a little bit more on the shorter side. But it is Frank Ocean, and there are very few songs of his that I do not enjoy. I personally like his Blonde album better than the Channel Orange album, which may be controversial to say amongst Frank Ocean fans, but I just felt like, I don't know, Blonde was a little bit more raw emotion, I guess. And that's why, I felt like, I think that's why I just like it a little bit more. But I love Channel Orange, I should say that. But anyway, a few of my favorites of his, song-wise, are Biking. Really enjoy that one. Then Nike's, a very good song. Love that one. Solo, really like that. Self-Control, that's probably one of my absolute favorites of his, if not my favorite. I love, his kind of storytelling. It definitely, he touches on heartbreak and, these complicated situations and these relationships and how they go. But yeah, self-control is especially listening to with earbuds, and it's really powerful, in my opinion, of course. And White Ferrari, that's another amazing one. I think, let's see, oh, Godspeed, again, that's one that kind of has a little bit of a gospel feel to it. Another beautiful song of his. Let's see. And then a few of my favorites off of Channel Orange are Forrest Gump, like that one. I think that one's very catchy. It's got a great beat to it. Lost was probably the first song I ever heard of his back in college, and I was hooked, from that one. But probably my favorite song on the entire Channel Orange album is Pyramids. And that one's a little bit longer of a song. I think it's almost 10 minutes, but it changes throughout the song. There's so many, like I said, it just, it's kind of telling a story throughout the, that nearly 10 minutes, and the sound just changes subtly, and then almost turns into a completely different song. So it's almost like 3 songs in one. But yeah, really enjoy that one. and Novocaine. That's another one that I really have enjoyed of his. Okay, so this next band is kind of more of a, excuse me, an alternative rock band. Excuse me. And just a few of my favorites. Well, I should say, the band is Grabbits. Grabbits. But this, I like to kind of listen to this music for working out, especially, but also gaming. I think, they're great songs for both those things. Like I said, not the most relaxing music, but definitely will get you in the mood if you've got some hard work to put in, I guess. But a few of my favorite of theirs are Painkiller, Pigs in the Sky, and 87 Seconds. Especially like 87 Seconds, like that one really, I love that one for working out. I will never skip it. If I'm, especially if I've, got something particularly hard to do, like squats or something like that. So, really enjoy them. Okay, so this next musician, I really like one of her albums, especially for gaming. Like, it's just like I think it's really good for gaming. It's just like the songs are, I guess, bangers as they're called. But it is Kim Petras, and I really like her "Turn Off the Light" album. That one it's almost has like a horror kind of sound to it, but it just like the beats are like so good in it, and like I said, I really like to play video games to it whenever I don't have to pay attention to the sound in the video games, which I often prefer to kind of listen to my own soundtrack if I can. I find that it helps me concentrate, especially if it's a particularly difficult game like like Bloodborne or something like that. But I really highly recommend Turn Off the Light, that album for gaming. But anyway, a few of my favorites of hers are There Will Be Blood, Wrong Turn, and I Don't Want to Die. I think those ones are probably some of my favorite off of that album. But like I said, the entire album I think is a great gamer album, I guess. So. Okay, this next band is Lawrence, and to me they kind of have more of a, like I almost want to say like a jazzy kind of vibe to them. But a couple of my favorites, and R&B and soul, I guess. But a couple of my favorites are It's Not All About You and Make a Move. They're both, both the main singers. There's a woman singer and a man singer, but they both have beautiful voices, and they complement each other so well. So. So another band that I really like is The Midnight, and they're kind of like an alternative rock band, and they have like a very 80s vibe to them, which I really like. I'm kind of a fan of 80s music. I think it, has great sound to it. But anyway, I guess they're classified as electronic. There we go. But their newest album, I guess, Heroes, I really enjoy, and a couple of songs off that album that I've really liked for gaming as well as lifting is Brooklyn, Friday Love, and Heroes. So I think they've got a great sound. Okay, so the next band I'm going to be talking a little bit about is Mondo Cosmo, and they're kind of an alternative rock band, and honestly, the lead singer reminds me a lot of Bob Dylan. I've yet to hear, any singer that sounds quite like Bob Dylan, but he definitely does. But a few of my favorites of theirs is Electrify My Love. That's probably my favorite. Feel Good and Eyes of Love. And Electrify My Love is kind of like almost psychedelic rock, which I'm not always the biggest fan of, but they just do it so well, and and I know Bob Dylan has a very unique voice anyway, so it's like it's kind of like hit or miss for a lot of people on with Bob Dylan. Either you love his voice, or you just absolutely can't stand it. But and I apologize if it's a little bit louder. My family has woken up, so yeah. But I will try to edit as much as I can. Okay, so the next artist I'm going to be talking a little bit about is, I believe it's Purvis. Purvis. I'm not sure how to pronounce it really, but it is Pvris. But she has kind of more of a definitely alternative sound. I don't know if I really classify her as pop or rock. Maybe I guess a mix of the two. But anyway, a few of my favorite songs of hers are "Give Me a Minute," "Death of Me," and "Hallucinations." But yeah, I like to listen to her for mainly working out as well as gaming. I think that's kind of how like when her music best fits my mood, I guess. There's my cat. But anyway, another like a classic band that I really like is Queen. Freddie Mercury, he was one of a kind. Definitely have not heard any musicians that really come close to, his vocal style, I guess. But a few of my favorite songs are Bohemian Rhapsody, which I know is not everyone's cup of tea, but I also really like Bicycle Race, Fat Bottom Girls, love Fat Bottom Girls, as well as, Don't Stop Me Now, Radio Gaga. I think those are some of my favorites of theirs, as well as Brighton Rock. I think Brighton Rock is really underrated. But anyway, and next, it's kind of like an alternative, I'd say, rock band, I guess. But it is Arizona. And a few of my favorite songs of theirs are Problems. I really like I used to really like Nostalgic, but I think I listened to it a little bit too much. But I also really like Freaking Out. I think those are probably a couple of my favorite of theirs. So this next artist, I've only really like listened to one of her songs, and it's definitely a more recent song. But like this one is just really good. But it is Ray, Raye. And the song that I really like of hers is Black Mascara. It's just like a really like kind of energizing song. Like it gets you really like pumped up, I guess. But I like it for, again, gaming and lifting weights. So, like I said, I listen to quite an eclectic mix of music. So, like almost a little bit of everything. So this next band is Red Hearse, and my favorite song of theirs is Red Hearse, but it's like, I'm not sure how to really describe it. It's definitely got like a pop sound to it, but also like like I said, it's hard to really I don't know describe it, but really I think it, Red Hearse is a great dancing song. So and I like to dance here and there. So anyway, but so next band I'd like to talk a little bit about is Small Pools. And I'd say they're kind of like alternative pop / rock. Their style. It's kind of hard to pin down, I guess. At least for me. But I'm by no means no expert in music or anything like that. But a few of my favorites of theirs are Over and Over, Dreaming, Dying to Live, No Story Time, and I really like Passenger Side. I just, it's kind of like one of those, like, I guess a young love songs that I really enjoy. It just kind of just reminds me of, those kind of feelings when you're young and in love. But yeah, really like them. I think they're pretty good. And speaking of Young and in Love, another band that I only have one of their songs, but this particular song just, I feel like I kind of relate to it because it was kind of like, I don't know, I guess it kind of relates to my generation a little bit. I'm a millennial, by the way. But it is, the band is Voila, And this one's definitely kind of a alt rock band. At least that's what I kind of like get from their sound. But the song is my type, and it just kind of reminds me of back in the day because it's talking about like 2009, and that was kind of well, like I said, I kind of find it relatable to me, at least for that time period. So, but fun song. And the next band I'm going to be talking about is one that is probably one of my favorite bands, I'd say, at least in my top 10. But it is Walk the Moon. And I think I want to say that they're out of Canada, but like I said, I could be completely off base. But a few of my favorite songs of theirs are Fire in Your House. That one has a definite 80s kind of feel to it. So really enjoy that one. I like My Kids. I think that's kind of a cute song. Enjoy that one. Let's see. Aquaman. I think Aquaman is kind of one of their more underrated songs, but has a great sound to it. Very mellow. Really enjoy that. And then Lost in the Wild. I'd say that's another one of my favorite of theirs. But okay, and then this next band, this is definitely, I say probably in my top 5 favorite bands. Let's see, focus a little bit. There we go. But it is the Wombats. Excuse me. And they're definitely, I'd say they're British pop rock. But I don't know how popular they are in the UK, but I don't feel like they get a lot of recognition in the States where I live. But yeah, I really love their sound, and I think they've got some great songs. The first song of theirs that I really listened to that absolutely hooked me right off the start was Greek Tragedy. And if you haven't seen the video, it's a very interesting music video. I don't know, it's very dark. So if you're not really into dark stuff, might not be for you. But I love the sound of it. It's very unique. But a few of my other, a few other songs of theirs that I really love are Turn, Cheetah Tongue, Emoticons, Give Me a Try. I think that one's another great one. Pink Lemonade, very catchy. And I like Flower Ball. And Let's Dance to Joy Division. I think that was like kind of one of their first real big hits back in 2007. But yeah, I really enjoy them, as well as, and a few other songs are Techno Fan and Our Perfect Disease. And just one moment, just need to get a little bit of a drink. So this next artist, she's definitely a pop artist. I don't know many people that have really heard her stuff. Maybe some of her stuff, but the one song that I like almost always listen to whenever it comes on is I should say the name first. I apologize. Sarah Larson. But the song that I really enjoy of hers that's so catchy is All the Time. And that one is just like, it's too good. I love her vocals in it. I think she does a great job. Definitely kind of makes you, want to move. But anyway, okay. And I'm kind of reaching the last band here that I wanted to touch on. This one is another one of my favorites, that like easily top 5. But it is the 1975. And a few of my favorite songs of theirs from their newest album. My favorite song off of that is Part of the Band. Their newest album, it's definitely not my favorite of theirs, but I still, I like that they kind of have experimented with their sound with each album. But Part of the Band is my favorite off the new album. A few others of theirs that I really love is Give Yourself a Try, which I think that one can speak to a lot of people. And then, like, my absolute favorite song of theirs is Somebody Else. There was like one point where I probably listened to that song like 3 hours straight, for I guess like a week or so. But yeah, really, really like it. It's very kind of like, I guess, chill kind of music. But yeah, really love Somebody Else. That one is a great song. And the sound, that's a fun kind of alternative pop song. But yeah, really enjoy that one. I'm not sure of the full title of the song, but another one that I really like of theirs is Jesus Christ 2005 God Bless, I think is the full title. But yeah, really, really love that song as well. But anyway, so that pretty much concludes this video. I hope you all got some relaxation from this, and hopefully my soft spoken voice has helped you relax. But as I said before, please let me know some of your favorite bands, some of your favorite musicians. Like I said, I'm always looking for new music, and I feel like music is something that really connects us as humans. So please feel free to comment that. But anyway, until next time, please take care and spread those good vibes.